Well, happy Sunday afternoon to you. Chris Hare here, the world champion crypto cowboy, taking the winning strategies that I use out in the rodeo arena, bringing them right here to the crypto desk to make y'all world champion crypto traders. Well, we're going to work on AVAX today. Looks like everything's kind of gearing up for a run. I'm pretty optimistic here, guys, but we're going to break it all down in the charts, figure out exactly where we're going, where we're going to end up. But I think you're going to like what I have to say. Stick around. We're going to start from the hourly all the way up to the weekly charts, give you some long-term targets as well. Figure out exactly where we're going, but we're going to start off with the crypto fear and greed index, currently at 24. I think we went all the way down to 20 last week, so we're moving out on this little pump. This measures market sentiment. It tells us if people are scared, if people are greedy. And what I like to use it for is every time we drop into fear, I make small spot purchases. We drop into extreme fear, I buy a little more. And it's worked out pretty well for me. For something that's non-leveraged, you buy it, you forget about it, and you'll see it on a BitUnix exchange here. I bought $60 of Ethereum and Solana back when we were at a 20. Currently, they're in profit, 1.95% on Solana, 4.24% on Ethereum. I use different exchanges. I use BitUnix, I use Blowfin, but you'll find a link for BitUnix in my description. You'll get a first-time deposit when you deposit for the first time, and I think you get a little better fees on your trading, so go ahead and check that out as well. Altcoin season index shows that we're finally pulling out of that Bitcoin season, headed towards altcoin season. Yesterday we were at a 30, last week we're at a 29. I think we even went a little lower, down to about 25, but what we need to see is this move into these lighter and darker blues, get into a 51 like we did last month, or even an 87 like those face melting runs we had back in November and December. But we'll get into the meat and potatoes now. This is the liquidation heat map for AVAX. Excuse me. And you can see it's kind of a mixed bag of liquidations all the way around. This is what market makers use to draw the chart. They don't care about news. They don't care about TA. They don't care about smart money concepts. All they care about is where your liquidation points are, and they're coming to get them. Everything above price action is a short trade. Everything below price action is a long trade. So you can see it's kind of a mixed bag. We are heavier on the long side, $19.78 million worth of longs, $9.63 million worth of shorts. So it's definitely weighted, but I think they're going to run. I feel like this is probably the last run before we enter the bear market. So they may leave that down there, come back after it later. Moving on to the AVAX charts, we'll start off with the 1 hour. I post all these charts in the crypto school. You'll find a link to that in my description. Posted some signals this morning. We went long on an Ethereum and also on Solana. They're doing really well. But go check that out. Lineup of great coaches, great community. You'll enjoy it a lot. You can see we've rejected out of the upper golden zone right now. Moving back down to retest these 50 moving averages. The white is a smooth moving average. The yellow is a simple. They take 50 of these candles, put a fluid line on the chart, and they work as excellent support and resistance. So what I think we're probably going to try to do here, we're going to try to come down, try to retest these 50 moving averages. If we can hold them, we're headed up, guys, 1781 to 1808. Across this 200 smooth moving average, that takes 200 of these candles, puts a fluid line on the chart. Across 1834, we're headed up to 1886 to 1942. If for some reason we lose these, I think we're headed down 1638 to 1582 on the hourly. That gives you some short-term targets. Moving out to the 4 hour, you can see we're still dealing with that ugly wick. We're sitting in a golden zone now. I think they're probably done trying to chase it. If we lose these 50 moving averages, we may come down and retest a little more, but that's another conversation if that happens. Bounce out of this golden zone, get above these 50s. We're going up, guys, 2072 to 2228 is your next target, right in line with the 200 smooth moving average. Get above that, $26.80 to $30.27 with an opportunity to head up to $40. Daily chart really gives us a big macro picture, kind of shows us what's in store. You can tell we felt falling down into that daily retracement golden zone. Have found support there, moved up, found a little more support, so I think we're heading up. The big question is getting over this 50 moving average around 23.25. I have questions on whether we get above these, but if we do, we're headed to these golden zones, guys, $25.44 to $30.11. Get over that. We'll head into extensions, $43.61 to $53.22. 2.618 sits at $81. That would be an absolute face-melting run for here, so something to definitely keep an eye on. But like I said, the big question is the 50 moving averages. Can we get above those? If we can, we're off to the races. Same thing on the weekly. We've fallen into this weekly retracement zone, found support there. Now our next deal is to get over these 50 moving averages, get over this 200 moving average on the weekly. That runs between $25 and $30. Once we do, there is a face melting run in store. $37.95, $45.92, $68.99, $85.42 gets you to your extensions with an opportunity to run to $132. If we lose this weekly retracement, it's going to get ugly. I'm not prepared to have that conversation yet, but you're going to look somewhere around $9 to $11. But that gives you a pretty good rundown on AVAX for today. That'll get you through most of the week. I'll set alerts when this thing moves around. We'll come back, circle around, do another video on it. But I really appreciate you guys watching. You'll find links to the Crypto School, to BitU next to my X, all in the description. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe, tap the bell notification. You'll get updates as soon as we drop a video. And don't forget to leave us a comment. It helps the YouTube algorithm, and I really enjoy reading them. But that's going to wrap it up for today. That's a pretty good rundown on AVAX. We've got Bitcoin, Near Protocol, and I believe ICP coming over the next 24 hours, so be on the lookout for those. But I'm going to wrap it up right here, get everything ready to go. Chris Hare, the world champion crypto cowboy. We'll see you down the road.